I'll state that this meeting is conducted to the Opens Meeting Act, which is posted on the west wall or on the wall of the boardroom. I'll move right into agenda item A, which is the roll call. Liz?
Supervisor Scott Bell.
Here.
Commissioner Angie Burmeister. Here. Commissioner Roger Garcia.
Here.
Mayor Rusty Height. Mayor Doug Kindig.
Here.
Councilmember Don Rowe.
Here.
Mayor Gene Stothert.
Jacqueline Morrison.
Supervisor Carol Vinton.
Here.
Mayor Matt Walsh.
Here. Agenda item B, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
I'm sorry, who was the?
There's no discussion. Liz?
Bell. Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Vinton.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Kindig.
Yes. Item C, if I could have a motion to approve the board minutes of the October 24th meeting.
So moved. Second, Burmeister.
Is there any questions or discussion? Liz?
Bell. Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Rowe.
Abstain?
Morrison.
Yes.
Vinton.
Yes.
Walsh. Kindig.
Yes. Item D is our agency reports. Mike?
Sure. So I will go into this here. So for those of you who weren't able to attend our annual dinner back in October, just another reminder that our 2024 annual report is available. We've got hard copies here at the office if you'd like those. Otherwise, it is available. You can scan that QR code as well. Just kind of another reminder there as we wrap up this year, but it's really kind of looking back at the last fiscal year and really proud of it. And thanks again to Jody and Laura and Sue for putting all of that together. It's kind of a big effort for us to pull everything together and make it coherent for everything that we do. So really proud of that and take a look at that if you haven't already. Christina, could you click into that presentation, please? Okay, just a few highlights on community assistance here from the fall. You know, we've done a number of workshops and strategic planning sessions around the region, mostly in Pottawatomie and Cass County. We also submitted a CDBG disaster housing project for Minden. That was the community that was impacted by the tornado in Pottawatomie County in April. And so that Arbor Day tornado, and that was about a $1.1 million request of CDBG DR, about $2.1 million in total for 6 units. And that project's going to be developed by Habitat for Humanity of Council Bluffs. And so that's a really interesting project there. Those 6 units are 3 duplexes, and Brad from our team, who I don't think is here today, has been leading that effort in coordination with the city. And then also working closely with Plattsmouth, they're considering a rural workforce housing fund project for a multifamily project down in their community. So more to come on that. That might be something that ends up coming through the MAPA Foundation in a few months if we're successful in securing those funds. MAPA in the news, you may have seen a lot of news stories about our crash data and some of the survey results that we've been doing as part of our Safe Streets and Roads for All projects. So really highlighting the increase, not just in traffic crashes, but in speeding, pedestrian fatalities, and other things that are consistent, not just with our region, but with the state. A number of articles about the city of Omaha and Vision Zero as well. And so this continues to be a vital area as we're right in the middle of this planning process of our own, of just capturing some of the public's attention on these issues. And also then Pottawatomie County Board heard earlier this month, just an update on Minden, including that housing update as well. So just a few issues there that have made the news. One other item here. So we had the board's approval of a grant application back in April for the project prioritization pilot program. It's 4 Ps in a row. We had called our proposal for this TRIP. So this is that Transformative Regional Investment Prioritization System. And this is really that process by which we're hoping to look at our federal transportation program and the way that we prioritize projects in coordination with our locals and with the state, and really put our best foot forward to anticipate some of the issues that we had with the last infrastructure bill, not having a bunch of projects, making sure that we have enough projects that we can compete for these funds, that they're at the right stage in development to be competitive, and really doing that in a way that involves the public to the maximum extent possible. And so we received a $2 million grant based on that award. And so that will be hopefully available to us here in the next calendar year as we move through that process of that request. But one of, I think, 20 20 across the country. I'm not sure, 12 or I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head. But really exciting for us to be a part of that. We had the Indy MPO, so this is Indianapolis MPO. They are a partner in a great deal of MAPA's work over the last few years. Actually, we did a site visit out there with a number of partners from the local community to Indianapolis. They had previously been part of their consolidated government, so they have integrated city county government in Indianapolis. And they spun out their operations of the Metropolitan Planning Organization into its own independent organization. And so they were doing some peer exchanges around the country to understand how do you operate kind of independent of a city and a county? What are some of your processes? How do you coordinate with all your members? And so it was a great opportunity for us to not just learn from them, but from them to learn from us in terms of how we approach all of this and just really kind of building on that partnership that we built through that site visit and the relationships that we built during that. Then the annual membership survey. So this is a kind of the kickoff of our budgeting process for the next year. We do this every year. We changed it a little bit from last year just to capture input. We hope is a little bit easier. We kind of go back and forth on the right way of doing this. But our hope is to get input from as many of our members as we can. So you are welcome as elected officials, but any of your senior staff as well. We'd welcome their input into MAPA's programs and the things that we can offer. There's questions not just about project assistance or grant assistance, but also about training and other things that we can help with on an ongoing basis. And those are areas that we've actually seen an uptick on in the last several years, just in terms of interest from our membership. You saw that grant writing workshop in Underwood. That's something that we've been doing more of. And here after the start of the year, we'll be doing some newly elected and appointed officials training as well, just about running effective meetings, Robert's Rules, Open Meetings Act type stuff, which is something that we've been building on as well. So be on the lookout for that. And then finally, we've got our 2025 calendars. If you haven't received yours yet, we've got them here at the office. You're welcome to take them home with you. This kind of lays out the whole year on that wall calendar. We also have small versions as well, if we still have some of those, if you're interested. So those are on the back table. If you need larger calendars for your office or your team, let us know, and we're happy to provide those. And then just here at the end of the my executive director report, I wanted to just highlight our council of officials meeting yesterday, where we did nominate and select a new representative for our small communities representative for Iowa. So Carol Vinton is finishing out her term as supervisor for Mills County, and so will no longer be on the MAPA board. Mayor Angie Winquist from the city of Glenwood will be our new Iowa Small Communities representative on the board of directors. Carol was also the vice chair of the council of officials, and Mayor Hadfield from the city of Trainer will be filling that role to keep kind of the bi-state representation of those officers. But just wanted to give a word of thanks to Carol for her service to the MAPA board, both here regionally, but then also nationally, serving as the president of the National Association of Regional Councils on our behalf as well. So thank you very much, Carol, for your service.
Well, and on behalf of our board, Carol, I want to maybe echo an awful lot of the same things that Greg said. We're going to miss you. There's no doubt about that. So, Scott, you need to take over her humor and her pleasant personality. It may take a few of us to replace really what you've done for MAPA and stuff. So not only have you been a pleasure to serve with, but I'm proud to call you a friend. And we will definitely miss you, but I'm not so sure this is going to be the end of your run. So we'll see what happens, but thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you.
You bet.
So as I gotta say my last little duty, thank you for always listening to my funny, stupid stories. I didn't hear, really wanted to hear them, but you know me, I let you. I went ahead and told them anyway, so I hope you guys can continue the donkeys and the birds and all these stories. So if not, make it up, I don't care. And you guys.
Mostly true.
Yeah. And you guys know, you MAPA family means an awful lot to me. So it's really gonna be hard to walk out of that door, but what MAPA means to me and what it does, I mean, it's our cog. You guys are backbones to our small communities. And when we need help, you guys are right there. Whenever any kind of stupid question I had, I was never afraid to just pick up the phone and call you guys, even though I'm sure you probably rolled your eyeballs and said, oh, for God's sake, Ben, what are you doing? So anyway, many thank yous. And like Michael said, I still am continuing to be president of our National Area Regional Council, which I am very, very honored for that. I'm going to be working with Governor, Reynolds for some exciting things, so, what is that old song, Moving On Up or whatever, but I'm taking cruises, you know, I lost my husband a year ago, so I have a lot on my plate to keep some farms going, so it's gonna be okay. Am I ready? I don't think I am. Am I scared? Oh, hell yes. So, thank you everyone for always making me feel at home.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. Kind of hard to follow that. I think we should just adjourn and have hot chocolate and cookies. So, but at this time, Liz, was there anybody that, from the public that requested to talk today, or Christina? We do have a public comment, okay? If you want to come forward, sir. If you don't mind, state your name when you get there, the organization you're with, and
My name is Jim Steffen. We own a couple of farms in the area. One near Bennington, one in Cascade. I live in Kansas City. So anyway, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you. These two small farms have been in the family since I was a little kid. My grandfather got my parents buy. Been through a lot of iterations with them. Both of them are organic, but too small to make money in organic commodity market. We just never able to generate enough cash flow to buy more land. We have lots of company out here. You folks that are farmers or owner farmers in this area know that the small and medium income farmers are having trouble and will continue to have trouble until we can come up with some new business plans. And that's what I want to introduce just very briefly today. We're building a team of professionals to organize small, scalable food chains farm to fork that work with local processing, local regional markets. Small yes, affordable yes, but scalable with the potential to reach retail, grocery, and food service markets. The team that I have been in discussions with has expertise in real estate, farm real estate, regenerative agriculture, markets, from farm to fork, finance, and we're not fully organized yet. Sebastian, put your hand up. He was supposed to speak, but he chickened out. Anyway, no, that's all right. Sebastian's working with me on the real estate, close-in real estate end of this business. We will do this process without buying land. We can lease groups of farms that are put together and develop what we call production units that are connected to food chain processing on the line, starting with the production unit. Finance and marketing is my particular interest, but the people that I have working with me are calculator people, farmers, IT people. I have information that I can leave in the room. Glad to Dave answer questions. I think that's enough. If any of you have questions or comments, I can take them now or perhaps maybe later.
the board's always free to ask questions. The comment I would make is, I applaud you for looking for alternative ways to continue to grow your business, but then also offer maybe a more better, pure food source. I wish you well. It's a mountain to climb, I'm sure.
We're getting kind of close to the top.
Are you?
Yeah, there's some models out there already. So, I mean,
not really reinventing the wheel, it's going on right now.
All of this food chain stuff is already there.
Right.
It's a matter of organizing, financing, and marketing in ways that we can see.
Right.
Where we get all the important people on the same day.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Stephens.
Some information in the back.
Yeah, I got some right
Okay.
here. I'll sure leave it.
Thank you.
That'd be great.
I'm going to move on then. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Is there any questions or discussion? Liz?
Bell. Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Hendrick.
Yes. Under old business, item number 1 is a resolution for the 2025-08 25 Transportation Improvement Program, amendment number 3. Court?
So amendment 3 is pretty straightforward. So there aren't actually any impacts to any of the regional programs. There's a few projects that are regionally funded that have some other funding sources being applied. The first one is the phase 2 City of Omaha project. We're adding 1.1 million of CMAQ funding to that project. That comes from the state of Nebraska. That's not impact on any of our regional funds. The City of Council Bluffs, their Iowa DOT is basically repurposing some earmark funds, about $230,000 from their Benton Street Bridge overheating grade project. The Nebraska DOT, they're bringing a project into this TIP that was in a previous TIP. They didn't get it obligated previously, but they're looking to do it now. So they've got $6.5 million of their highway performance program funding that they're applying to that. And then City of Omaha's signal infrastructure phase G1, just another phase very similar to that F2 project. We're programming some CMAQ funding that was awarded to them from the state for that project. And then 2 projects have been removed from the TIP to NDOT projects that were obligated at the end of fiscal year 24 and no longer need to be in there. The DOT has to take them out. This amendment comes with a favorable recommendation for approval. For approval of the amendment today.
Any questions or discussion for court? If not, Liz?
I need a motion.
Oh, my bad.
Motion approved. G 1, 2, 3, A and B under 3.
Second. Row. Okay, no further discussion. Liz?
Was that for,
We're just in G1, correct?
This is, well, you made your motion for all 3. Can you amend that? I was going to take these separately just because we've got different presenters.
Motion to approve G.
Second. Okay.
Bell.
Aye.
Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Hendrick.
Yes. Thank you. Item number 2 is the resolution for 2025-09, 2025 Unified Planning Work Program, amendment number 1. Mike?
yes, so this is an amendment to our Unified Planning Work Program, which is our budget for the execution of our transportation planning related activities. The last infrastructure bill had a new provision about our metropolitan planning funds that said a minimum of 2.5% of those funds must be spent on complete streets related activities. We received some clarification from US DOT over the summer that 2.5% was actually a minimum and not a maximum. The states had given us a target for that amount, which we had budgeted previously. And so the benefit of highlighting and targeting all of those complete streets activities that are within our budget allows us to get 100% funding as opposed to an 80-20 split federal and local. And so it provides us a little more budgetary flexibility on the execution of this. And so this amendment, first and foremost, consolidates a lot of our budget categories and takes advantage of an increase in complete streets activities that were already previously budgeted above and beyond that 2.5% that had otherwise been identified. The consolidation of those categories also gives us more flexibility and allows us to execute on the budget a little bit more easily. And then we also received an updated target from NDOT for our FTA 5305D funding. This is our FTA planning dollars. And so the increase that you see there in the after version of this is roughly $128,000, $128,853, accounting for a revised target and the carryover funds that were made available to us by NDOT. And so the remaining part of this doesn't change, it's kind of our overall execution, but it does bring us in line with the execution of our budget for FY '25.
Any questions for Mike? Would I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Is there any further discussion or questions? Liz?
Bell.
Aye.
Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Kendig.
Yes. Number 3 is contract amendments, and I will take both of these under one motion unless someone from the council decides to separate them. Jim?
UK 2014-0301 is a supplement to our travel demand model update. This project is updating our travel demand model for our long range update next year. We entered into this contract with HDR, our current on-call, with a pretty aggressive schedule. Our program improvement expires at the end of this month. And we entered into a project that really we're dependent upon data that comes from outside. Some of that was delayed, but also some additional processing that HDR had to do to clean some of that data. Ultimately, there's a very small change, basically a small reduction in the total project costs. We transferred some effort that MAPA was performing, and that's really that offset and reduce the scope of work. They're basically going to produce the first part of our travel demand model. And I'll talk to you about some upcoming on-call to look to complete the rest of the output from there. UK 230301, we step professional services agreement. We're in the 18th month of this project. Very comprehensive study. HDR partnered with FHU, and we had a timeline, a scope that slipped to the right a little bit, both to make sure that we had sufficient review with our members, but also to make sure we got stakeholder input. Ultimately, this resulted in some of the intended effort that FHU was going to perform being performed by HDR, and really this is just a transfer of effort to clean up those work. There's no change in total project cost for that study. And I guess just to note that we are going for approval with all the cities and counties right now on that plan. This is very well accepted. So this just cleans up some contractual arrangements and covers HDR for work.
Good. Any questions for Jim on either of the items? Any further discussion?
Motion to approve. Bell.
Second.
Sorry, second.
Burmeister.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Either one.
Oh my gosh, I heard two people.
It was a tie. It was a tie.
did. So, go ahead, Liz.
Bell. Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia. Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Kendig.
Yes, thanks, Jim. Item H under new business are new contracts, and again, I'll take all 3 of these unless you would like to have them separated. Mike?
Sure. So the item A under H1 is our legislative and lobbying services from Kissel Coho ES. This has kind of been MAPA's representation in the Nebraska unicameral for about 10 years now. And so this is to extend it through the next biennium of the Nebraska legislature unicameral. And so the total cost of that is $12,000 annually, and we bill it monthly. We did have some conversation with our legislative committee this fall about changing or doing an RFP, and we decided that with the special session last year and kind of carrying over into this year, that we'd hold that off for at least a year before we go back out and do that. So this is just to extend that existing agreement, same terms and same payments. Jim, if you want to cover your.
Jim, if you want to handle B and C.
Yeah, certainly. Master services agreements with HDR and WSP are both for the on-call travel demand model work. They were selected fall, and we're looking for a not to exceed amount of $200,000 income you for individual work and actual task to expend those funds. And these are basically funded by our planning field holders. A couple items that would be coming up, work would be coming from these master services agreements, begin finishing out the travel demand model for our long range transportation plan and in support to the city of Omaha's comprehensive plan update as well as council plus language. Happy to take any questions or advice about those.
Does the board have any questions for either Jim or Mike? Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there any further discussion or questions? Liz?
Bill. Burmeister.
Yes.
Garcia. Rowe.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
Walsh. Hindig.
Yes. Do any of the board members have anything they'd like to discuss at this time? Any, no additional business? With that, I will, call the meeting adjourned, but I do want to, kind of say to staff, I don't think there's an elected official up here that doesn't realize the importance of good staff. You guys are very instrumental with making us look good an awful lot. And, being said, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday. I hope you get to spend it with family. If you don't, I hope you reach out and find some friends because that's truly the meaning of Christmas. So I hope it's a safe holiday, not just for you, but for the rest of the board. So Merry Christmas and happy holidays, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.